it's almost Christmas and welcome back to MGTracey. Now, many moons ago when the first coffee machines really got going, there were two chaps in America that formed the company that became Keurig. And they were the first people to combine a specific machine with a pod. And since then, yes, the world of Bosch with Tassimo and Nescafe and Nespresso have probably outdone them a bit. And here in the UK, unfortunately, Keurig pulled out of the UK and most of Europe. I've tried to use American machines, but because we run on such different voltage here in the UK to the States, that doesn't work either. But I have now found someone who's making a Keurig machine that's Keurig compatible that you can get in the UK. And I'll put the links below where you can get that from Amazon. So why would you want to have the Keurig? On one end, it's a fairly basic machine. It doesn't do some other milks and the frothing that the newer machines do. It doesn't have barcodes or anything flashed like that. But what it does give you access to is a myriad of American brands which are available in the UK through Amazon and eBay. So for example, you're not going to find, are you, Dunkin' Donuts coffee on any of the European machines. Also, this is one of my favourites when I'm in the States, is a hazelnut flavoured Green Mountain. Now, most of these are artificially flavoured, so they fall foul of a lot of European laws and can be tricky to get. And there are other brands as well, like Swiss Miss, which is a very American milk chocolate. It's almost a tradition. So I'm going to open up this machine. I'll show you how to set it up and use it for the first time, and we'll see how we get on with our Keurig machine. So I've got it out of the box. We've got the instructions, and they are in English, which is very easy to understand. It's not in a Chinese English. It comes with a European plug, and that comes with a UK adapter. Anything sold in the UK by law has to come with a UK plug. If yours doesn't, then I would start to worry about that. And that just clips in there. It's just the UK plug has a really big earth socket. Some of the European countries don't have that. Also, you've got this little thing. Now, this is a reusable pod for the K-cup and some little natty filters, so you could grind up your own coffee and run that through the Keurig emulator, I suppose it is really, if you can't get hold of the Keurig cups, but they are easy enough to get hold of. So I've gone for the very natty red. If you're going to have something flash in the kitchen, you want it to stand out, don't you? Well, there you can see the water tank. Some of the Keurigs in America don't have water tanks. You sort of fill up your cup and then pour it in the top, and it basically heats up one cup. That's not ready for me. I want to have it set up to do 2 or 3. Okay, I'm going to finish taking the wrapping off that and we'll have a look inside. Okay, so this is branded Hibrew, but it's really an emulator of the complete Keurig system. You have an on-off button here, you have the cup size, this is where you put your K-cup. On the back you can see this is where your tank goes. Now it does come with a ton of not easy to recycle plastic and unfortunately polystyrene, which we know is not ideal. But there we are, it is what it is. Hopefully that gets swapped over to some sort of recyclable packaging. So this goes up to around 45 ounces, and the first thing you need to do is give that and the little springy valve here a really good rinse out if the first time you've used the machine. And this goes really for any coffee machines. So we're going to go through a cleaning cycle, which we need to do with any of the machines. So on this channel you'll find every single type of coffee machine and videos that I've reviewed over the years. So we've got that big tank that washed out. You've got a little lip here that marries up, so you just need to make sure that that does positively dock in there and it locks at the top and at the bottom. The most common question I get from almost every type of coffee machine is it's making a funny noise, it's vibrating, I'm not getting enough liquid, I'm not getting any liquid. It's just you haven't docked the tank properly. So it's an easy mistake to make, particularly if it's tucked at the back behind the unit. Make sure that you've got that firmly docked in there safely. Okay, now we're going to plug that in and we're going to just give it its first cleaning cycle, as this machine hasn't been used before. So in the front you've got a little drip tray here. Now you can use that depending on what size cup you're putting in, and if you're going to be filling a full one, latte or something, then you probably don't need it at all just to fit that underneath there. These can just run through the dishwasher. So we are now plugged in, so we're going to turn the unit on. And what I like is all the blue lights here. This is actually showing you how we're doing for the water levels. Okay, so that's now stopped flashing. So the water has been heated to the correct temperature. It's ready to brew. I'm just going to press a small cup just to run water through and flush the internal parts of the machine. It's making quite a great sound actually. I do like the sound of that. The motor itself is quite quiet compared to some of the machines, and you can see that's now coming through. Now that's under a little bit of pressure, and if you had a pod in, you'll get a little psst at the end, so you know when it's finished really. Great, that's finished that then. So I've run that through a few times. That's definitely cleaned the inside. I should use a different cup, and I should run that cup through the dishwasher. Now, so it comes with these. I have found that if you just put ground coffee and use those in a different machine, that's normally fine. The mesh here is usually fine to keep all the coffee granules in it. They've provided these little filter papers that you can tuck in there. That is a bit faffy, isn't it? And then this doesn't actually lock quite as well. But if you need those, they're available. We'll have a try at those and do some different grinds in them in a future video. But for today, it's the opening of the Dunkin' Donut. So this is the first time that I've been able to have Dunkin' Donuts outside of America. Ta-da! Should be a drum roll. So here you are. So these are very simple pods. Some of them are recyclable. You can peel the foil off, you can recycle it. The contents can go in your normal food recycling. And then the plastic has got the little triangles on the bottom, which means you can recycle the plastic as well. Now that is actually a step forward. Things like the Tasmo, very difficult, it's all sealed, and it's much more difficult to recycle. Pop that in, there we go. This is all ready to go, so I'm going to go for the mid-sized cup. The links to Dunkin' I'll also put in the description box below this video. So it's building up the pressure, I think, or heating up the water. I don't know if this runs under a huge bar pressure like some of the more recent machines. I don't think it does. One of the other differences with the Keurig machines compared to some of the other European machines is the liquid in there is much hotter. It's much closer to boiling than the other machines seem to make their coffee. So if you have young children around, need to be really aware this is a scalding risk here. The other thing is if you selected the wrong button, or you think, oh, I've done this wrong, I put the wrong cup in, it's going to overflow. If you just touch your button, it'll stop there. So you don't have to wait for the machine to automatically finish. And if you stop that halfway through there, you're going to find you can get another half a cup out of that quite happily. And there we go. That is a lovely smell. I'm back in my Dunkin' Donut shop in Florida. Oh, that is an amazing smell, oh my goodness. So for this, obviously you're not going to be able to heat up the milk with this system, so I'm just going to put a flash of ordinary milk out of the fridge in the top there to take the edge off that. Doesn't need too much milk or you'll cool it down. So that is going to stop itself. I think we're nearly there. Well, I was going to stop it early, but it's just finished there, which is about right. What I've been told by other people is you can probably get another half a cup or week of coffee by reusing that pod that's in there if you want to do it. The couple of bleeps there mean it's okay to throw away the pod or to take your coffee. So there we are, I have my first Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the UK. Finally, we can actually have Keurig K-cups. It's going to be exciting to try out the Swiss Miss in a future video as well. Also, I'll run you through how to clean your machine. It needs to be descaled every 3 to 6 months or it won't work very well for very long. So that's fantastic. Anyway, I wish you all a very peaceful, lovely Christmas holiday season. I'm sure if you're getting a coffee machine, have a look at all the different models and different reviews I have, and let's have a great coffee Christmas. So it's Paul from London saying cheerio for now, and I'll see you in the next video.